world's in bad shape, Father. Who wouldn't welcome a savior right now? There's strength in numbers. We need to stick together, George.
Well, Meredith, would I like to show that? Yeah, you know, gosh, it's a great question, Meredith. I don't really, let me see if I can answer that. Yeah, I mean, it's perplexing. It's twofold. You have Father Jack, who's innately trying to do good things and good things by people, and yet not trusting who's out there and who really is a V and who's a human. You know, when I got stabbed, I thought it was an interesting thing, because when something like that happens to someone, where do you go from there? I mean, your life could be taken away from you, and your life's mission is jeopardized, and everything that you think you can contribute to life is in question. So I think Father Jack comes back, and he's human. He has rage. He has a lot of. It's hard not to want a vengeance you know, eye for an eye, but, you know, he's also a priest, so he's in a lot of conflict. Larry, the first thing that popped in my head when I got stabbed was, am I coming back? That was my first question. No, a little. What popped into my head was, I thought it was compelling. I thought it was an interesting thing. I love the idea that Father Jack can't help being Father Jack. He wants to help. It really says the trueness and the honest, the goodness of Father Jack, that he wants to do that, to help someone that costs him possibly his life. So I love the idea. I thought it was terrific. You know, and I'm glad I'm coming back. Donna, what drew me back to the genre is that it's great storytelling. I mean, it's got the great duality. It's got character-driven stuff, and it's got the sci-fi, you know, backdrop. I think that's great storytelling. That's also why I think great fans are sci-fi fans. They're so meticulous about every detail, because they care so much, and there's so much caring going into watching it and participating into the show. I think that's terrific. I don't, you know, genre, you know, I think, I don't think necessarily like that. I think it's just compelling human drama with sci-fi. So human drama is fascinating to me. Erica, I look forward to exploring, you know, what comes up for his past. You know, the thing that when you, as an actor, you read a script and the first one you get, okay, I'm playing Father Jack Landry, and this is where he is at this particular moment. Well, everybody has a backstory. Everybody has a history. So a lot of times, you know, for me, I'll get a notebook out and I'll start writing, well, he came from here. Doesn't necessarily have to be right, it's just my idea, you know, that helps me, that informs me to start where I'm at. And usually really good writing always gives you clues of where your character came from. And this show had that. So I was able to draw some things that really helped me in the first script out, that I started with the backstory. So with that being said, being stabbed and having established that I have a military background, that informs where I'm going, and having to deal with, well, I left that and I became a priest. Well, what draw those two lines, and I think that's exciting. I mean, there's a fight in Father Jack. Jackson, what is the funniest blooper? You know, every time I work with Erica, Elizabeth Mitchell, there's always a little wry smile. There's always a moment where we look at each other, and how we feel about each other kind of seeps into whatever's going on in the scene. And she's a hoot. She really is, and she's a live wire, and she's very bright, and she looks for the humor in a scene. You know, I mean, even in huge tragic moments, there's times you can find humor. I think Sally Fields was brilliant at that in her career. Or she would turn on a dime, where she'd be laughing one moment, she's crying the next. She's crying, she's laughing. Meryl Streep can do that, and it's so human. Have you ever done something in your life and you just the absurdity of the moment sometimes can bring humor, and Elizabeth does that. She's available to have any moment turn into some kind of moment that's humorous. But as a particular moment to draw on, I don't know. Watch our scenes. There's always a moment where we're kind of looking and sort of smiling at each other.